going on, you guys? It's your boy, the FWOTI to the Big E here once again with another video. Survivor Series is right around the corner. It's a week on Sunday, so you know what time it is, people. It's time for my Survivor Series predictions video. So let's get on with this, people. So first up, I want to talk about the first of the 6 matches to be announced, which is this one between Brian Kendricks and Kalisto for the cruiserweight title. I feel Kalisto is going to win this straight off the bat. I don't think Brian Kendricks will keep hold of the title. For the sheer stipulation is that if SmackDown wins, then the title goes over to SmackDown. Well, the whole cruiserweight division then goes over to SmackDown. And I think that is what will happen because of the simple fact is, obviously with the announcement of 205 Live, 205 Live is going to be live on the network straight after SmackDown. So the cruiserweights are going to have to be in attendance at the SmackDown shows. So why not just put the cruiserweights on SmackDown so they're also on SmackDown as well as 205 straight afterwards. So I do believe that the title will be going over to SmackDown and Kalisto will be your new cruiserweight champion, people. So Kalisto with the win on this one. Next up I want to talk about is the match between Dolph Ziggler and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. Obviously the Intercontinental title at the moment is on SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler is the champion. Sami Zayn is the number 1 contender from this open challenge. Now again, this is another one where I feel that Sami Zayn will win his first title up on the main roster. I feel the title will go to Raw. For the simple fact is, I can see it going over to Raw to replace the Cruiserweight title. The only thing with that with me is I don't see why Raw need 2 mid-range titles with the US title and the Intercontinental title unless they're going to merge one together. I really don't know. But because of Raw losing one, I can see SmackDown losing the Intercontinental title as well and putting that over on Raw. So my boy Sami Zayn for the win on this one, people, to be your new Intercontinental champion. In my prediction, this matchup will be off the chain. Sami Zayn is a great worker along with Dolph Ziggler, and this match could be potentially the match of the night. Next up I want to talk about is the first one of the SmackDown versus Raw Survivor Series team matches, which is the tag team ones I'm going to touch on first. It's against the New Day captaining the team on Raw with Enzo and Big Cass, with the Rising Stars and also Cesaro and Sheamus, and also the Club against Team SmackDown, which is captained by Heath Slater with Tyler Breeze and Fandango. Febreze, as I like to call them, but I think they're Breeze Dango or something. And also the American Alphas that I really like. And also you've got the Hype Bros, the Usos, to make up the team. This one's a weird one because I was thinking that SmackDown would win a couple of these matches, but because originally they started talking about draft picks being on the line. But I look at this lineup of tag teams and I'll be honest with you, people, as much as I like the American Alphas and I like the Usos, Febreze and Hype Bros ain't going anywhere in this match. I can't see them picking up no wins. I can see them two being the first only 2 teams out for Team SmackDown. And even with Heath Slater and Rhino, they're not the strongest team either. Obviously, on the other side of the coin, you've got the New Days reign of 400 and whatever it is nowadays, along with Enzo and Big Cass, who are really over on the Club as well. So I was thinking that maybe SmackDown would win this one and maybe the women's one if it was going with draft picks, and Raw would still come out on top of the men's one. But I really don't know anymore. And if I have to be brutally honest, looking at the 2 teams, Raw is the stronger tag team out of the 2 of them, and I've got to go with Raw with the win, people. Next up, I want to talk about Team Raw, Team SmackDown, the women's one between Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Nia Jax, and Alicia Vox, and taking on the team captained by Nikki Bella, the SmackDown champion Becky Lynch, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, and also Naomi. Now, I like most of the women in this match. I'm not a big fan of Charlotte, but I like Nikki Bella. I think she's very much improved. She's not the greatest wrestler, but she is very much improved. I love Becky Lynch. I love Sasha Banks. I love Bayley. I even like Nia Jax to a degree. Alicia Fox is the weak link in that team as much as Charlotte keeps on playing. It's Bailey. I'm not a big Charlotte fan, as all you lot know if you followed my videos. But again, I look at these two teams, and again, Raw to me have the stronger team out of the two. I'd love Team SmackDown to win it, of course. But again, I just look at like Sasha, Charlotte, Bailey, and I'll just look at the other side and I think Carmella, not really the greatest wrestler. Alexa Bliss is much improved, as much as I didn't want the Weird Eye Pixie to beat Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is a great wrestler. Naomi, I like Naomi, but again, I don't think she's very well over with Vince and that lot, because they haven't pushed her yet. So it's a weird one, and I have to go with Team Raw again on this one, on paper. But there could be a twist to it. I can't see it. I mean, Charlotte's got this streak going that they're making a lot of noise about. So it might be another Team Raw on this one, people. So Team Raw to win the women's match. Up next, I want to talk about the men's match between Raw and SmackDown, the 5-on-5. You got Raw being captained by Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. You got Braun Strowman in that match along with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. It's a big, strong team that Raw's got. And on the other side, you got SmackDown captained by AJ Styles, backed up by Dean Ambrose, Shane McMahon. It was Baron Corbin, but Shane McMahon's now in instead of Baron Corbin. And you've got Bray Wyatt and Randy Wyatt, we might as well call him. Again, I can only see Raw winning this one, people. I would love SmackDown to win, because at the minute, AJ Styles is my man. He's been my man for a while, even back in TNA, but he is my man at the minute. I think he's performing better than anyone else on the roster. I think he deserves this win, and I'd love to see SmackDown get this one. But again, I'm really not sure, and I really don't know how it's going to play out. This one really bashed me, because obviously I'm not convinced in the Randy Wyatt, Bray Wyatt thing, and I do think Randy will turn on Bray at some point. Or maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it's here to stay. I have heard rumours that AJ is going to be working with Randy, and Randy's going to be the heel, and AJ is going to be the face. So we really don't know. But then on the other side of the coin, could Bray have this power over Braun, and Braun takes out Team Raw? We really don't know. This one is again, on paper, Raw look the stronger team, just like Raw is the stronger show in talent-wise. But SmackDown's been doing great shows. I went to Glasgow this week for SmackDown taping. It was a great show. So I would love SmackDown to get a 1 or 2 wins in this one. But on paper, the teams just don't match up for me. I'll be honest with you, the teams on Raw just look too powerful for SmackDown. But I'm going for SmackDown on this one to win the men's match. I'm going to be totally wrong. It'll probably be the other two that I've said Raw will win. It will be SmackDown, and this one will be Raw. But yeah, I'm going for SmackDown to win the main match between the two brands. Last but not least, obviously you got the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar taking on the returning Goldberg. People are overhyped for this match, but I can tell you that I am not. I don't care. And it's because the simple fact is, Goldberg hasn't been in the ring for 13 years now, 12 years now, something ridiculous like since WrestleMania 20, when he last took on Brock Lesnar. Goldberg won that night. And I'm just not hyped for it, because 12 years ago, Brock was a great athlete and a great wrestler. I don't feel that's the same anymore. I'm bored of Suplex City. It was a stinker of a match the first time round at WrestleMania 20. If you haven't seen it, don't bother watching it. There was just too many elements going into it. The crowd were against them, for one, because everyone knew both men were leaving afterwards. They even tried to stick Stone Cold in the equation as a special guest referee to get it over, and it just didn't work. So if it's an improvement on the first one, it'd be a better match than that, but I just don't think so. 12 years out the ring for Goldberg. Brock isn't the same Brock that could work back then. He's very lazy-like now. And I'm not really invested in it, people. Obviously, it's a fancy match to go with the game, 2K17, but it just doesn't do anything for me. It's a one-deal shot for Goldberg as well. He hasn't got a contract after this. And my prediction would be that Brock Lesnar will take Goldberg to Suplex City. Brock Lesnar will get the win. which you would have thought with Goldberg being a one-shot deal. I'm not going to bring him in for one match and stop one of the biggest stars that's on a roll at the minute. So yeah, Brock to win a match that, to be honest, in fairness, I'm not very invested in. And I think that's a lot of the reason why Shane was added to the equation of Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, because I don't think they could solve this pay-per-view just solely on Brock versus Goldberg. But that's just my personal opinion, people. You know what I'm like. I will put my opinions across on here. I don't hide that when I don't like something. But yeah, Brock for the win in this one. And that concludes Survivor Series. In a nutshell, I'm actually really looking forward to Survivor Series apart from the main match between Brock and Goldberg. So yeah, that is my predictions for Survivor Series 2016. I can't see them adding on any more matches between now and then. I can't see any people pulling double duty. I know they wanted to do a 4-hour show, but I think it will stay a 3-hour show. And if you stay with these 6 matches, they will fill up a 3-hour show anyway. And yeah, guys, this is my predictions video. I hope you liked it. If you made it to the end of the video, smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't seen my vlog from going to SmackDown in Glasgow, that's up. Make sure you check that out. Remember to like, share, subscribe. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button if you like my content. I'm always back with wrestling stuff. And I'm out of here, guys. Bless and peace, people.